All right, let's jump right in. If your business relies on traditional organic search traffic to get found, well, you're frankly looking at a massive existential threat right now. The whole era of fighting for those 10 blue links on Google, it's rapidly coming to an end. It's being entirely replaced by the generative AI era. We're talking ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Claude, the whole shebang. So today on The Explainer, we're diving deep into exactly how to navigate this wild shift. We're using the incredible research and frameworks from AiDisco's definitive guide, Get Cited by AI. We're going to uncover how you actually transition from just crossing your fingers and hoping to rank to actually being the recommended answer.
Okay, let's dive into this. AI doesn't search for businesses, it selects them. Think about that for a second. It perfectly captures the massive paradigm shift we're living through. Traditional search engines are basically just retrieval systems, right? They hand you a massive list of links to browse and say, here you go, you figure it out. But AI systems, they act as synthesis systems. They take your prompt, evaluate all the data out there, and just generate a single, definitive answer. They aren't giving users a messy list of options. They're actually doing the selecting on their behalf.
So here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll cover the shift from ranking to selection. Second, the AI citation formula. Third, the 5 rules for AI citation. And finally, becoming the default answer. Let's do this.
Section 1, from ranking to selection, because the fundamental behavior of how we find things has just completely changed.
And this brilliantly illustrates that binary contrast. Look at traditional SEO. Your goal is to rank pages, you trigger it with keywords, and it spits out a list of links. The user does all the hard work of clicking, browsing, and comparing. But in AI search, the entire goal is totally different. It's to select answers. The trigger isn't some clunky keyword, it's a natural conversational prompt. And the output, a generated citation. The user just reads, trusts, and decides. Traditional SEO gets you seen in a crowded room. AI search gets you chosen as the absolute authority.
So why is this shift to selection such a big deal? Because AI operates on the rule of extreme scarcity. When you ask ChatGPT or Gemini for a recommendation like, hey, what's the best CRM for a small remote team, it absolutely does not give you 10 results with a button to go to page 2. It usually just recommends 3 to 5 options. Max. It's literally a winner-takes-most visibility model now.
Which brings us face to face with the discovery crisis. If you aren't one of those lucky 3 to 5 selected citations, you become what's known as a digital ghost. A digital ghost is a brand that AI just doesn't recognize. Without optimizing for these answer engines, your business is basically a hallucination to the AI. You could literally have the best product on earth, you could be ranking on page 1 of Google, but if the large language model can't synthesize your data, you don't exist in that critical moment when the customer is actually deciding to buy.
Section 2, the AI citation formula. Because we absolutely need to know the math behind how these models actually make their selections.
And here it is, the AI Citation Model. Citation equals relevance times clarity times authority times consistency. Now notice those multiplication signs. They are absolutely crucial. This isn't addition. If any single variable here is weak, like say your authority is 0 or your consistency is 0, your total score crashes. The AI evaluates all of these factors together to build a confidence score before it ever feels safe putting its reputation on the line to recommend you.
Section 3, 5 rules for AI citation. Let's look at the actual practical playbook you need to satisfy that formula.
Here is your mental map for the 5 core requirements. 1. Prompt match layer. 2. Positioning layer. 3. Authority graph. 4. Entity confidence. And 5. The AI extraction layer. We're going to break down exactly what each of these means right now. Starting with Rule 1, the prompt match layer. This is all about aligning with real user intent. You see, AI systems aren't just doing dumb keyword matching anymore. They're interpreting the deep intent behind a conversational prompt. This means you have to reconfigure your CMS to speak the model's language. We have to stop writing for old algorithms and start mapping our content directly to the actual natural language questions people are typing into ChatGPT. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark contrast in structure. The weak approach is just having a generic page called Our Services. But the strong approach? It targets the exact prompt, best CRM for small business. AiDisco's data actually shows that businesses aligned to real high-intent prompts are 3 to 5 times more likely to get selected. You have to explicitly answer the why behind the user's prompt. Moving to Rule 2, the positioning layer. This is about absolute, undeniable clarity. Take a phrase like leading solutions provider. Honestly, that's just vague marketing fluff. An AI can't confidently extract what you actually do from that. Contrast that with CRM for small businesses. Boom, the AI instantly understands what you do, who you serve, and why you matter. If the AI has to guess, it's just going to skip you and cite a competitor who is clearer. Rule 3 is the authority graph. AI doesn't just blindly trust what you say on your own website, it cross-references facts across the entire web. It wants multi-source validation, so it doesn't accidentally cite a hallucination. It's synthesizing trust signals, verified mentions, credentials, endorsements on sites like Crunchbase, LinkedIn, GitHub. It absolutely needs that social proof before it feels safe calling you a primary source. Just to give you a solid benchmark here, competitive businesses generally have 5 to 20 or more really strong external mentions to satisfy the AI. The model uses these signals to verify you aren't a fly-by-night operation, but a real, recognized entity. Without that distributed authority backing you up, you're just not going to get selected, even if your website is gorgeous.
Rule 4. Entity confidence. Simply put, your name, address, phone number, and core positioning have to be absolutely identical everywhere online. AI builds knowledge graphs using hard facts. So if your LinkedIn says one thing and your website says something else, the AI's confidence score plummets. Inconsistency introduces ambiguity, and ambiguity destroys your chances of being selected. So the crucial point is right here. If content cannot be extracted, it cannot be selected. This brings us to Rule 5, the AI extraction layer. You need direct, structured answers. Those massive, unstructured walls of text you used to write, they just hide the answer and create huge friction for the LLM crawler. You need 50 to 60-word standalone summaries, question-led headers, and definitive blocks of text that the AI can easily scoop up and reuse verbatim. And a huge part of making that extraction easy is schema injection. By hard-coding high-fidelity JSON-LD data structures directly into your site, think of them basically as digital name tags for your data. You let the AI crawler parse your business logic with zero friction. You're making your brand machine-readable. It's the difference between forcing a human to read a messy brochure versus handing a machine a perfectly structured database.
Section 4. Becoming the default answer. Let's tie all of this back to what really matters: your business and your bottom line. It all boils down to this final contrast. Traditional SEO gets you seen, AI citation gets you chosen. When you optimize for AI, you aren't just clawing for a slot on a page someone might scroll past. You're literally securing the spot as the definitive answer. Sure, AI SEO might give you fewer total impressions than traditional search, but it delivers significantly higher intent, purchase-ready leads. Why? Because the AI has already done the heavy lifting of comparing and deciding for the user.
Please, whatever you do, don't let your brand become an LLM hallucination. In today's generative economy, being that single recommended answer is absolutely the most profitable visibility you can get. I highly urge you to read the full, in-depth article from AiDisco called Get Cited by AI for the complete technical frameworks. The link is right there on the screen. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer. So I'll leave you with this. Are you going to keep optimizing for the past, or are you finally ready to become the definitive answer of the future?